Have you ever felt trapped in a colorless routine, forgetting your dreams and passions? Get ready to meet Sarah, a 35-year-old architect whose life is about to change drastically. An unexpected email, an impulsive decision, and suddenly, the past and present collide, triggering a journey of self-discovery that will challenge everything Sarah believed about her life. Vibrant colors, long-forgotten emotions, and a love from the past resurface, inviting Sarah to re-examine her choices and rediscover her true essence. Is it possible to reinvent oneself after years of self-neglect? Can a simple reunion rekindle the flame of passion and creativity? Join us in this exciting story of rebirth, love, and courage to paint life with new colors. Life is a blank canvas. Paint it with the most vibrant colors you can find. Don't miss this inspiring journey of Sarah. Her story might be the push you need to add a new brushstroke to your own life. Watch the full video and discover how an unexpected reunion can change everything. And before telling this inspiring story of Sarah, subscribe to the channel and activate notifications to be part of our community. It's a simple gesture, but very important to motivate us to create inspiring stories like this one. So now, let's go to today's story. In a seaside city, where the salty aroma of the ocean mingled with the bustle of urban life, lived Sarah. At 35, this talented architect had become a prisoner of her own routine. Her apartment, though elegantly decorated, rarely saw sunlight penetrate through the always closed curtains. Even on Saturdays, there she was, waking up at 6:30, as if work was the only thing that mattered. The shrill sound of the alarm echoed through the empty room. "Another day, more projects to finish," she murmured with a tired voice while preparing her solitary breakfast. That Saturday morning, however, something different happened. As Sarah absent-mindedly nibbled on a piece of toast, her phone vibrated with an unusual notification. An unexpected email arrived. "A class reunion?" "After so many years," Sarah exclaimed in surprise, almost choking on her coffee. Her fingers hovered over the phone screen, hesitant. A voice inside her whispered, "Go ahead, what do you have to lose?" With a deep sigh, she clicked confirm attendance. "What am I doing?" she thought, feeling a mix of anxiety and excitement she hadn't experienced in years. In the following weeks, Sarah found herself immersed in a whirlwind of memories. She spent hours rummaging through dusty boxes at the back of the closet, rediscovering fragments of her past life. "Look at this," she exclaimed to herself, holding a yellowed photo. "I used to smile like that?" Between laughs and tears, she leafed through photo albums and reread class notes. And then, hidden between pages of an old sketchbook, she found something special. "My old diary, and a letter I wrote to myself," she said emotionally, her hands trembling slightly as she opened the envelope. The letter, written in the enthusiastic handwriting of her youth, said, "Dear future Sarah, I hope you're living your dreams. Remember how we used to spend hours drawing and dreaming about the incredible structures we would one day build? Never stop drawing, traveling, and loving. Life is too short to be lived only for work. Promise me that you're still exploring the world, creating beauty, and above all, loving intensely. Don't forget who you are. With love, past Sarah." These words hit Sarah like lightning. She sank into the armchair, clutching the letter to her chest. "When was the last time I really lived?" she whispered to the silence of the apartment. The day of the reunion arrived faster than Sarah expected. Standing in front of the mirror, she nervously adjusted her dress, a colorful piece that had been forgotten at the back of the wardrobe for years. "You can do this, Sarah," she said to her reflection, trying to convince herself. She entered the restaurant, her heart racing, her palms sweaty. The sound of laughter and lively conversations enveloped her. "Will anyone recognize me?" she thought nervously. "Sarah? Sarah Johnson, is that you?" a familiar voice called out. She turned and saw him. Michael, her first love from college. The years had been kind to him, adding only a few gray hairs at his temples, which made him even more charming. "Michael?" she replied, feeling her face blush. "You haven't changed at all." He smiled, his eyes shining with a mixture of surprise and something more, something that made Sarah's heart skip a beat. "Sarah, I can't believe it. You look amazing." he exclaimed warmly, pulling her into a hug. The rest of the night passed in a blur of familiar faces, shared stories, and laughter. Sarah found herself laughing more than she remembered doing in years. As the party began to disperse, Michael approached her again. "Hey, Sarah," he said, a little hesitant. "I have an art studio nearby. Would you like to see it tomorrow?" Sarah felt the butterflies dance in her stomach. "I'd love to," she replied, surprising herself with the enthusiasm in her voice. The next day, Sarah visited Michael's studio. The space was an explosion of colors and creativity, so different from her minimalist and organized apartment. "Wow, Michael, this is incredible," she exclaimed, slowly turning to absorb everything. Michael smiled, watching her attentively. "Want to try?" he asked, offering her a brush. Sarah hesitated for a moment, but something inside her propelled her forward. She took the brush, feeling its weight, its promise. "Come on, Sarah. Show me what you can create," Michael encouraged, guiding her to an empty easel. Hours passed like minutes. Sarah lost herself in the act of creating, her hands remembering long-forgotten movements. When she finally stepped back to look at her creation, she was amazed. I did this?" she asked, almost in disbelief. Michael approached, admiring the canvas. "You never stopped being an artist, Sarah. You just forgot for a while." His words touched something deep inside her. Tears began to form in her eyes. "Michael, I think I lost myself somewhere along the way," she confessed, her voice trembling slightly. He gently placed his hand on her shoulder. "Hey, it's okay. Sometimes we need to get lost to find ourselves again." In the following weeks, Sarah began to change her life. She signed up for painting classes, started planning a trip she had always dreamed of taking, and, most importantly, began to set aside time for herself. One day, sitting in her new art space at home, a sunny corner that was once occupied by a work desk, Sarah took a blank sheet of paper and began to write. "Dear future Sarah, it's never too late to start over. Life is a blank canvas. Paint it with the most vibrant colors you can find. Always remember that happiness is not in the destination, but in the journey. Keep exploring, creating, and above all, loving life, art, and yourself. With renewed love, present Sarah." Her relationship with Michael blossomed slowly, based on mutual respect and a shared love for art and life. It wasn't a fairy tale, but a real story of two people rediscovering love and themselves. Sarah's story teaches us that it's never too late to rediscover our passion. Sometimes we need a reunion with others or with ourselves to remember who we really are. True growth comes when we have the courage to step out of our comfort zone. Love, for a person, for a passion, or for ourselves, has the power to transform our lives. It's like a painting that gains colors and shapes over time, each brushstroke a new experience, each color a new emotion. Remember, happiness is not a destination, but a path we choose every day. Each day is a new opportunity to paint our lives with the colors we choose. And you? What colors will you choose to paint your life from today? What areas of your life need a touch of creativity, a little more color? Maybe it's time to unearth that long-forgotten dream, to call that friend you haven't seen in years, or simply to stop for a moment and appreciate the beauty around you. Remember Sarah's words, "Life is a blank canvas. Paint it with the most vibrant colors you can find." Don't be afraid to use all the colors in your palette. Mix them, experiment, create your own masterpiece. Thank you for sharing this journey with us. If this story touched your heart, don't forget to leave a like, share, and subscribe to the channel for more inspiring content. Who knows, the next story we tell here might be yours. Until next time, and remember, it's never too late to start living the life of your dreams. The canvas is before you. What masterpiece will you create?